do appreciate your time in this, Counselor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Moretta. How are you?
How are you?
Very well, Mr. McCarthy. Welcome. I love listening to you when you're on mute, Mr. McCarthy. It's the best way for me to understand what you're saying. Perfect. We can all read your lips.
Yep. I can't take those back, those words back.
We have somebody by the name of Kelvin Severino. Mr. Severino, hi, how are you? You have the same affliction as Mr. McCarthy, the mute affliction.
They are here for one of the items on the agenda.
Thank you. All right. I'm not chairing this meeting where I'm just making sure we're just trying to be as courteous and respectful for your time. You're here on time, and I want to see if we can start this on time. And I do appreciate your being here. So
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
as soon as we get a quorum, I need to leave.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, hi guys. Thank you for
Hi,
inviting me.
We are just as a reminder, we are live right now on channel 22. We are waiting for a quorum, and as soon as that happens, the gavel the meeting will start. But at this point, I appreciate your patience.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Is my understanding that the budget's hearing's going to start at 7 o'clock? Is that correct?
That is correct.
How are you?
Good. Nice to see you, Anna. Council Levy.
Nice to see you too. How everything good?
Very good.
I need to talk to you.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. I'm a special one.
Always.
It's hot, very hot.
Oh, well, Mark's outside. Look at him.
I believe that the chairman is with us. I believe we are currently live, Councilor Levy, just so you're aware. And then as soon as I see the chairman, I'm ducking out. But I appreciate your time.
Okay. Thank you, Council President.
Very good. Have a good meeting, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just give me 1 second, guys, okay? Okay. Are we on right now?
Yes.
Yes.
So did the council president read that the Governor Baker's legal stuff?
No, not yet.
So are we online? We're ready to go? Now we can proceed. All right, today is Monday, June 7, 2021. This is the Housing Subcommittee meeting for the Lawrence City Council. Voting members today is that we have Councilor Ana Levy, Councilor at Large Selena Reyes, and myself. I don't see Councilor Payano on the line yet. Myself, Councilor District D. Giovanni Rodriguez. And we're going to proceed with the legal stuff pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provision of the open meeting law, Mass General Law 38, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the numbers of people that might gather in one place. This meeting is being conducted via remote participation and non-in-person attendance of members or of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings and provide for any orders. A reminder that person who would like to listen or to view this meeting while in progress might do so on the following access location: Facebook Lawrence City Council page and YouTube Lawrence City Council page. We're going to proceed with the approval of the minutes. Councilors, can I get a motion to approve minutes from March 22nd, 2021?
So move.
Second,
All right, there is a motion on the table, properly second. I call the roll call. Mr. Felix, can you call the roll call for me, please?
Yeah, Counselor Levy,
Yes.
Counselor Selena Reyes,
yes.
and Chairman Rodriguez.
My vote is yes. Motion carries. So, councilors, we have one item, one new business item today on the Housing Committee meeting, and this is item 107-21, which is the surplus declaration for 100 Summer Street. Is a tax map 107, lot 47, and it was put together by Angibel Moreta. She is the assets officer for the city of Lawrence. I can see the councilors that this property is about 10,044 square feet. And that is a former school. It's unoccupied, and the assets value for this building is $175,000 today. We have the package that it was sent by email. It's in full color. Thank you, Angibel, for doing that. We definitely appreciate having that information in a visible way.
Yes.
And on time.
I can see that we have a letter from one the Trejo brothers. At this point, councilors, we're not going to entertain that letter. I guess it was sent to the city, but this property is going to go as an RFP since the value of the property is more than $35,000. So request for proposal will be going out, and then the most qualifier / qualified bidder will be picked in another location, in another meeting, not today. Today is just the surplus declaration. Councilors, I would like to open the floor to Angibel, and that way she can talk to us about the property and why the city doesn't have any need for this.
Good evening, everyone. So this 100 Summer Street was the mayor's request to RFP it to the public. We did receive a letter for a potential buyer, but it's going to be open for the public. The land is assessed at 175,000, but with the building and all, it's about 700,000. And it's just to be declared surplus right now at the moment, so we can make the land available, so we can start drafting the conditions for this sale.
All right. So do you mind putting together the and send it to us by email, so when we go to in front of the city council, we can have that information and read it through in terms of the assessment value of the actual building altogether, since the 175,000 is only for the land.
Yes, I believe I did include it. It's on the assessor's card.
Okay.
It breaks down the description of how much the land is worth.
Oh, it's on the actual property card.
Yes, on the actual property card, the entire description's there.
Okay. So do you next time, do you mind putting it together in a paragraph?
Okay, that's fine. I
In a
can-
paragraph format, and that way we can read it, we can read through, and everybody's clear as to what the value is for the property and what's the potential tax revenue for the city of Lawrence
Yeah, I can have
once
that
it's
done.
renovated.
I can have that done before the next meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a lot of information there.
Yeah,
And it's a little confusing in terms of the value that we have here, and the value that we and the value that it might have in the future. There is anything else, Anjibal, that you would like to add? At this point, I would like to open the floor to the councilors. Anything else?
that is all for me. on
Okay.
my end.
Councilors, we have 100 Summer Street. Everybody knows about this building. It's close to the El Parque de las Ardillas, very close by. And I would like to open the floor for you guys. If you guys have any opinion, or so far. I can see here the value of the appreciated value of the building is $782,100.
So this is the assessor, through you, Mr. President, this is the assessor value. But
Correct.
we are selling for how much?
No, we're not selling it yet. We are, and the way that we're gonna do this building is is similar to most of the other sales that we have done in the city of Lawrence, which is the following. We're gonna open this up for the public. If we declare a surplus, the intention, according to the administration, and Jibel, is that we're gonna open this up for a request for proposal. So we are going to have on the RFP things that we would like to see. On this particular building, we might have a specific condition from the city council perspective if they want to. Conditions or so far, so on. Anything. Admit, okay. We have Councilor Payano that is coming up. So we're gonna leave the item open, that way we can give the opportunity to Councilor Payano to take a look at this as well. So yes, we have no. So welcome, Councilor Payano. He's just joined the meeting. Just to recap a little bit of what we're doing today, Councilor Payano, we have the property located on 100 Summer Street, and we are in the process of declaring these properties as a surplus at this point. This is the school very close to Jackson Street.
Yeah, I'm aware of the property. Thank you, Councilor.
Okay. So, Councilor Levy, so we don't have a particular buyer for
Okay.
this. We don't have a particular price that is going to go for. So
But we don't have
open to the
neither.
public, and people going to be sending a proposal based on the RFP information that we present to the public. On the RFP, you have the opportunity to say what you would like to see. And that
That's
way,
just what I would like to see the RFP before it's been sent them out. always being given to the public, yes.
Okay. So Councilor Payano or Councilor Reyes, do you have any question about this property?
Councilor Rodriguez?
Councilor Payano.
Thank you. So my apologies, I put myself on mute. Mr. Chair, so I understand that the school system has said that they're not, that basically all the departments have already said that they're not interested in this property. I'm just, I guess it's a former school, and knowing that we need property for like the adult learning center, and that there's, is opportunity for maybe even like something like a pre-K facility or something like that. I'm just trying to get a better understanding from these schools as to why they can't see a future where they would be interested in this property. Properties like this don't come around a lot, so I'm trying to get like a better understanding of that, because even if it's a project that we might want to do in 3 years or 4 years, that still means it might be a property that the city might want to hold off until we're able to do actual work on that.
Understood. Point well taken. As you know, Councilor Payano, in the way that the city council work is by motion. So you want to open a motion to send correspondence to them and verify any particular needs or anything like that. You have the floor.
So Councilor Rodriguez, so I'd like to send correspondence to Lawrence Public Schools for them to be able to inform us as to not just whether they need this property or not, but like the reason that that this property wouldn't be a project that they would take on to build, maybe for the adult learning center or, or something else.
Understood. There is a motion on the table to send correspondence to the school department asking for an explanation on this property.
So moved.
Second.
So there is a motion on the table, properly second. I'll call the questions. There is any question or concern on the motion? I hear none, so I call the question. Mr. Garcia, can you call the roll call?
Councilor Levy,
Yes.
Councilor Reyes,
Yes.
Councilor Payano,
Yes.
and Chairman Rodriguez.
I vote yes. So I have a question for Angie Bell very quick before we continue with the councilors. Angie Bell,
Yes.
do you have the letter of intent, or perhaps the letter signed by every department stating that they have no need for the property?
I sent out an email, and I keep track of who responds, and then there's a deadline for everyone to respond. And if there's no response by the deadline, then it's assumed no interest in the property. So I have a list of who's responded and who hasn't.
And is by any chance did the school department respond on that letter, on that email?
Let me take a look for this one. 1 second. So for this one, they have not responded.
Okay. All right, Councilor Payano, so far they haven't sent any response. There is a special letter being sent out to the school department asking us of why they haven't responded or what is why they don't have any need on this particular property, knowing the fact that this is a former school. Councilors, there is any other questions? Oh, by the way, Anjibal, I know I understand. Assuming it's easy, but the legal way to do this, I mean, we have to have a signature, a response on the department. Before we used to have a letter literally signed by every department. Now with the pandemic, I know things have been lacking a little bit in terms of that, in terms of signatures, but we need to have electronic signature for surplus declaration, and that way every department, we know that they don't have any need.
Okay.
Councilors, there is any other questions in regard to 100 Summer Street? Since there is none, can I hear a motion?
Motion to approve, send it to the full council with the recommendation.
Second.
Just waiting also for the correspondence regarding that we are sending and asking from school.
Discussion.
Sure. There is a motion on the table, properly second, to send it to the full council with a favorable recommendation pending the documentation or the letter being responded by the school department. Now we open it to discussion. Councilor Payano.
Thank you, Counselor. So I think that, you know, but before we move on and approve this, we should hear and give it a positive recommendation to the full council. We should hear back from the school department as to what it is that they would, you know, to hear back from them as to whether or not they're interested in this property. I mean, that would be my thought. If we enter into a discussion, you know, I think, you know, the discussion, whether or not we would want to keep this here and give a recommendation to the city council and really dig in as to whether this would be more useful as a school or more useful as to building more apartments. That discussion more than likely should be had within our committee, not necessarily at the full council level. So I'd like to actually make a motion to table.
There is a motion to table, and there is a motion on the floor to table the matters. Can you hear a second? All right. Motion failed.
Sorry,
Yes, Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
can you repeat the question because there's a lot of noise and when I am right now, yeah, I can hear very well.
The Councilor Payano, you can state your argument again.
Sure. So my argument is that we still haven't heard whether or not the school department whether or not they would be interested in this property. The property is a former school. We have in the past few years have been lobbied by students from the Adult Learning Center saying that they need a new building, they need a different building. You know, we understand, those of us that have had conversations with the school department understand that there's always a need for space within the school department, except we don't really, a lot of the old properties that we had that would have been like these old schools, instead of keeping them and waiting for the time when the school systems would need those schools, we sold it off. We declared a surplus, and someone came in, bought it cheap, made them into housing units. So I think while we wait, the reason I made that motion is so that we can give sufficient time for LPS to study the matter and, you know, let us know, you know, what they think. If LPS says no, that they're not interested and they send that, message, tomorrow, it won't take much for the housing committee to meet and discuss this issue again. Declaring this a surplus, this is not a time sensitive matter. This is not there's no project that's dependent on this. So that's my thoughts when it comes to that, and why I made a motion to table.
Mr.
So
President,
are you making a motion again to table, Councilor Payano?
Sure, I'll make another motion to table.
Second.
There is a motion on the motion on the floor, properly second. There is no discussion on the table matters.
I have a discussion. Mr. President,
No, there is no discussion on the table matters.
but
Councilor.
I have a question.
So it's a parliamentary question. Go ahead.
And this question is to Dan McCarthy.
Sure.
He's on mute. Mr. McCarthy?
Are you asking for my opinion?
I would like to hear your opinion, but also, I have a question. It was a time that it was a proposal to rehab the building, no?
So give me, Councilor Levy, give me 1 second. Councilor Payano, you have a motion on the table, the motion on the floor to table the matter.
I'll retract my motion.
Well
I'll retract
done,
my motion.
okay, no problem. So go ahead, Councilor Levy.
Okay. So there was a time that it was a proposal to rehab the building.
That was more than 11 years ago. We put this out for an RFP. That's the last time we've touched this property, and all the applications that came back were inadequate. Nobody had the means to do anything substantial with this building, so it was put back off. It was taken off the list, and it's been there since. And we've had several inquiries lately, probably because of the housing market, some from nonprofits, different agencies interested in the building. And the mayor asked us to put this back on as a property and to have it brought back through the full process and have this declared surplus. So we did send it around to all the different departments with a electronic message and asking them to either sign the message or to informing that if they didn't do it within 14 days, that we would assume they have no need for it. The school department didn't respond. I'm more than willing to send a letter to the school department, to several agencies within the school department, inquiring whether there is any need for this. But we do want to move this along. I think whether we table this or continue it tonight, I would just hope that we might be able to do it quickly. I have some gentlemen sitting here from Doyle Street, and I know we have a budget meeting coming up later. So I'd like to just either table this or move it up one way or the other, and we will get those letters.
So what about to send a letter also to the other learning center?
Yep, we send it to everybody.
So that building is being owned by the city or being owned by the school?
That building's been owned by the city for 18 years. It was a gift from St. Holy Rosary Parish.
Okay, thank you.
Councilors,
So, Councilor Rodriguez, I'd like to renew my motion to table.
There is a motion to table at this level.
Second.
It is properly second. No discussion on the table matters. I call the question. Please, Mr. Garcia, can you call the question?
Councilor Levy,
Yes.
Councilor Reyes,
Yes.
Councilor Payano,
Yes.
and Chairman Rodriguez.
I vote yes. Council, the motion to table passes. Motion, the item 10721 got tabled. All right, councilors, there is any other item they would like to take out of the table matters?
We have Doyle Street that was tabled prior.
Okay, that's
I included it in the packages as well.
Yes.
Document 721, is that it?
21.
yeah, 821. We don't see that item here. 821 is Doyle Street. Yeah, 821. 821. Councilors, there is we have a budget section right now. Is this very important, or can we wait to the next meeting?
I mean, this would just be a surplus declaration as well. And we also have Kelvin and Damien, who are the interested buyers on the line. So I'm not sure.
But we have to go to the budget section at this point. Budget-
Motion to
We
adjourn.
can give you the opportunity to they presenting.
Well,
can
once we pass the most important thing for the city of Lawrence, which is the budget, then we can definitely allow anybody to discuss. 7 o'clock, we have budget section at this point.
Motion to adjourn.
Can I hear a second?
Second.
Motion to adjourn, properly second. Is there any discussion? There is none. Please, Mr. Garcia, call the roll.
Counselor Levy,
Yes.
Counselor Reyes,
Yes.
Counselor Payano,
Yes.
and Chairman Rodriguez.
I vote yes. All right, this meeting have adjourned. See you in 2 weeks, guys.
Have a good night.
Thank you.